Today I'm going to show you how you can create an agent which is using an MCP server, in this case the Microsoft Learn MCP server. So we're going to go through the full process. The first thing we're going to do is create the agent. You can create the agent using Copilot Studio. You can either use the wizard, but for now I will click to skip to configure. I will provide a name, Ms. Learn Agent. If the name already exists, like in my case, you need to find a unique name. So I will call it something new. Then we will populate the description. In this case, you're in Microsoft Learn Agent, which will help people find documentation on Ms. Learn for questions regarding Microsoft products. We will provide the instructions. The instructions are pretty simple. First, we check if there's a Microsoft product name in the question. If there is, then we will invoke the Microsoft Docs MCP server tool. That's the next step, which you can't select currently because you first need to create the agent, and after that you can add the tool. However, for the tool, you need to do one additional step because the MCP server is not included by default yet. Click on Add Tool, then select MCP Context Protocol. In this case, you can see that I already configured it. Assuming you haven't done this yet, click on New Tool and then select Custom Connector. Don't click on the link because it will bring you to the Ms. Learn page. Click on Custom Connector, which will open a new window, the Power Apps Custom Connectors window, where you can create a new connector. A new connector can be created using an OpenAPI file. To do that, you need to have the OpenAPI file. Luckily, the team has shared the OpenAPI file, and I will open it in a few seconds. I will provide a name, say MSR Learn MCP. Then click on Import and select the file you created. Creating this file is relatively easy. Go to the documentation, link in the video description, where you'll find a discussion containing the Swagger file. Copy the Swagger file and paste it into Notepad. Save the file as mslearned.json. Click Save. If it already exists, proceed anyway. Go back to the window and import the file you just created. Click Continue. It will validate the file. If you're lucky, it will show you a screen where you can customize the icon. You can upload an icon you created. In this case, I selected the Microsoft logo. Click on Security. Leave authentication set to No Authentication because it's not required. Provide a name for the MCP server. For example, MCP server containing MS Learn documents, or C server, to indicate it enables search. After that, check that validation is correct and then configure the AI plugin. The AI plugin is a preview step, but it's recommended to provide some content. Call it MS Learn MCP server, which allows the user to search MS Learn documentation. Click Next. You don't need to change anything here. Click on Test. You need to first create a connector. Create the connector, and after that, you can test it. Testing is not mandatory, but it's better to do it in case corrections are needed. This will take a few seconds in most cases. Once it's created, go back to Copilot Studio and add this connector to the toolset. Hit the refresh button to get the overview. Search for your MCP server. You can search for it, but that might return many results. An easier way is to click on MCP, Model Context Protocol, and you'll find it. If you remove the filter, you'll see everything. Select the Invoke the Microsoft Docs MCP server option. Next, set up the connection by clicking Create New Connection. Click Add to Agent, and it will be added. You can now use it. For example, ask, "Help me find documentation on how to implement MCP server in Copilot Studio." The first time you do this, it requires you to connect. Click Connect and allow the connection. There's no authentication required in this case. Once connected, click Retry. It will invoke the MCP server and return the results. Once that's done, you can publish the agent so others can use it. Hope this video was useful for you.